all about the Brawl for All and Dark Side of Ring documentary, which you were on a couple times, but really the Brawl for All episode. What did you kind of make of about the whole thing? I don't know. Did you watch it all the way through? Did you see from the beginning to the end of the documentary?
Yeah, I saw it. Well, it's the same thing I said on the show. I was very honest. No one got over. That's where my perspective comes from. Not, well, it did a good quarter hour, or it was a good TV product, or those things. There were losses in that process that were unnecessary to have happen. It was a bad idea, in my opinion. And so this ain't JR lashing out with Vince Russo. My God, how many times can we ride that horse? You know, I don't have any ill will toward Vince Russo whatsoever. We just didn't have the same philosophy oftentimes on Wrestling Creative. That's it. So big deal. We disagreed. It's not like Twitter today when you disagree, when you give an opinion, then automatically you're assaulted because your opinion didn't agree with the person responding's opinion. And so you're an idiot. And he's right. That's a bad trend here in our society. So I wanted somebody to get over, or two or three guys to get over. Nobody got over. We had hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical bills. It just didn't work. That's all. It didn't work. And I think it was one of the worst ideas I've ever been involved in because of the casualties, the injuries. You can't just blow off when somebody gets hurt and you got to have surgery. We have a lot of guys that are hurt. A lot of guys that had issues, physical issues, after that competition. So tell me how can anybody say, realistically, well, it was a good idea? You can make a case for that, then have at it. It's just you're going to have a hard time convincing me of that.
What about not Vince Russo? What about Vince McMahon? It seems like something that'd be right up his alley. He's wrestling Kurt Angle on the flights. He's trying to fight Brock Lesnar. He seems like he would love to find out who the toughest guy in the locker room is, right? I mean, Vince McMahon himself.
Well, he's an alpha male. He probably would. But still, nobody foresaw that we're going to have a litany of injuries. There was no precedent. Well, the last time we had a Brawl for All, we had 3 surgeries, 2 concussions, and whatever. Well, we haven't had a Brawl for All. This is no different than Bill Watts or Ole Anderson or any of these guys, or alpha male owners, bookers, decision makers. Sure, everybody, it's always fascinating who's the baddest guy in the locker room. Or I wonder how this would go if it was a real fight. So, I don't lay that on Vince whatsoever. I mean, you can lay everything on Vince if you choose to. That's real convenient and uncreative, quite frankly. Mm-hmm. But we all bought in. I announced it. I didn't like it, but I was a team player, and we bought in to support what the owner wanted to do, as we did everything. So that was my MO there. So, and it's also not right for everybody to pile on Russo this damn thing. I mean, there were a lot of people involved that could have said something, but if one person didn't want to do it or wanted to do it, it wouldn't have mattered what the group said. And nobody, and a lot of people, I was intrigued by the idea, but it was a cluster. And it just, again, at the end of the day, if you don't try to always get talent over, you can forget about those minute-by-minute ratings because they ain't going to happen.
And the thing that really kind of I didn't like about it was the rules, or the kind of what they presented as the rules. The boxing gloves, I mean, that's okay, but it's probably better off with the MMA gloves, right? I mean, it was, to be honest, not to make excuses for Dan Severn or Dr. Death or anything, but those guys are wrestlers. They need their hands. They should be able to grip guys and wrestle. Yeah,
but again, John, no precedent. We can all analyze it very intelligently today, 2020, right?
Yep.
We can all be experts. Oh, I'm a genius. I look back at it, well, you could have done that. Of course we could have. But again, we're traveling a new road.